Well, I am originally from Atlanta, and my mother is a Presbyterian pastor, and my father's an attorney, so there was a lot of arguing in our household growing up. And then I lived in India for a year in the mid-90s, and I think that was really instrumental in my decision to go to seminary. A biblical scholar is someone who is trained to interpret the biblical text, obviously, but there's a lot that goes into that. The first thing that we learn how to do is to read all the ancient languages. We learn about archaeology, we learn about different cultures that influence the biblical writers, and we also learn about how interpretation works today, different methods of interpreting it. The Bible was written thousands of years ago in a pre-industrial, agricultural context. And so some of the content, or much of the content in the Bible, doesn't have, at first glance, immediate relevance to some of the technological questions and issues that we confront today in our industrial, hyper-connected society, and yet it has enduring relevance. I've been doing a lot of work on wealth and poverty, both in the Bible and today, and one of the things that's come out of my writing and research on that is that human greed is a timeless condition. I went driving around the neighborhood immediately surrounding the seminary, and I noticed that within a 2-mile radius of Union, there are 20 payday lending facilities. Let's call it what it is. It's not payday lending, it's predatory lending. And I looked in the Bible and I noticed that it was very common practice during the period in which the Old Testament was written for those with resources to take advantage of the poorest in the society by lending them money or grain at high interest rates. There is a Hebrew word called mishpat, which means justice. And justice in the world of the Old Testament, it doesn't just mean fairness or getting your say in court. It means equality. Justice in the Old Testament means kindness to those who are on the margins. Justice means making sure everyone in the society has something to eat and a place to lay his or her head. In Matthew 25, when Jesus talks about who will be with them in the kingdom of heaven, it's not theological beliefs. It's not what denomination you belong to. It's, did you tend to the least of these? I was thirsty and you gave me something to drink. Those who recognize the importance of that will sit at my right hand in the kingdom of God.